Greetings, wonderful deep divers. Shout out to all the wonderful deep divers here. I told you, deep divers, I'll be doing the live stream, and I'm here. It's been a little while, but I said, you know what? Let me just be spontaneous today. I'm not even going to tell you when I do live streams anymore. You just got to be here. You got to be a deep diver. You got to know what time it is. One love to all of you deep divers. Shout out to everyone who's here. Shout out to everyone who is raising the frequency, raising the vibration. And I'm here to tell you, deep divers, if you are here, you're one of the chosen ones. If you are on this live stream, you must have an inner GPS that told you Ralph Smart is live streaming. Let me come and find out what we're talking about. Take that. Good ass energy I'm sending you, deep divers. So we got a whole lot to talk about. First and foremost, shout out to everyone who is doing the best they can along their journey. Shout out to everyone right now who's diving deep. Everyone who's trying to make the world a better place, because that's what it's always about, deep divers. So this is the most important information for you right now.
Another year of support.
Here's why. We got a whole lot to talk about. So I just put out the video, deep divers. It's over.
Thank you.
And it's over. There comes a point in time where you have a reality check, where you say to yourself, right now, whose life am I living? If you don't live this life, someone else will. And that's what's happened to millions of people. They forgot to take control of their own life. They fell asleep, got carried away. Too many TikTok dances. Ignorance is bliss. We all say that. But now people are starting to realize things are starting to change very fast on the planet. Let me shout out to April Clark. You are appreciated. Thank you for all you do. I see you. You are appreciated. Thank you for that. Shout out to everyone who's here. And now many people are starting to remind themselves it's getting real out here. So much is happening so fast. And I want to remind you, I hope you are prepared for the times we're living in. A lot of people weren't prepared. That's why a lot of people right now are looking a little bit shaky, baby. A lot of people right now are kind of worried, but everything that's happening was supposed to happen. Everything that's happening is happening for a reason. It's not an accident. And if you were able to start waking up a few years ago, you would know that humanity has been in a great battle for thousands of years. And the battle is not a physical battle. It's a spiritual battle. And a lot of people are now starting to say, oh my gosh, what is the world turning into? But people who have spent some time with themselves, taken time out, they have this intuition. Their intuition is this guiding force. It's always telling them where they need to be, what they need to do, the kind of energy they need to surround themselves with. And the intuition has been the saving grace for those who switch that switch on. But many people right now on the planet are disorientated, confused. And it's because many people are now starting to wake up. They're starting to open their eyes and say, oh my gosh, the world is slowly turning into a 1984 Orwellian nightmare. My book, Feel Alive by Ralph Smart. Make sure you go and check out that book, Feel Alive by Ralph Smart, on Amazon. I had a chapter inside of the book, and it was called Paradigm Shift. Paradigm shift. And that's what we're in right now. We're in a gigantic paradigm shift. And this is not the time to be afraid. It's just the time to be prepared. Divine wisdom, you are appreciated. Shout out to you. Go live on an island and relax. That's not an option when you have a sole purpose and mission. I love what I do and I love inspiring. That's what's up. That's what's up.
Thank you for your monetary support.
Everyone who's just joining, welcome. I just started this. Make sure you smash that like button. Let's get this into the algorithms. Smash that like button and like Divine Wisdom. Give thanks. You got a message. Let's talk about it. So in that video I just put out, go and check it out. It's over. And it is over. What we're seeing right now on the planet is a collapse of the matrix. And this is why everything seems so off. Everything seems so weird. Because we're in the final end game. And it's got a lot to do with the age of Aquarius, moving into a whole new age. It's got everything to do with the Great Conjunction, which we're still in. And this is the reason why the inorganic ones are rushing everything. Because their time is up. Manax, you are appreciated. Their time is up. And when your time is up,
for your monetary support.
You get restless. When your time is up, you want to take people down with you. When your time is up, you start getting exposed. And this is what's happening. People are now starting to wake up, open their eyes. And people are now going behind the curtain. This is the reason why the inorganic ones are getting desperate.
Thank you for your monetary support.
Locking down the whole planet. Simply because they know what time it is. They know billions of people. It's like a light switch that's gone on inside of them. They're starting to ask questions. They're starting to wake up. It's not a coincidence that on 2020, which is 2020 vision, that's the same time everything began to unfold in the matrix. New restrictions, new laws, because that's the same time for the mass awakening. You can't have too many people awake. Otherwise, you won't have anyone to rule over. Slow motion this side. The good news is that it's inevitable. Because like I told you, even in the movies, they tell you how the story goes. In ancient texts, they tell you how the story goes. The apocalyptic battle between light and dark, good and evil. And in the end, we always triumph. In the end, goodness always triumphs. It always wins. Love always wins. So those in the know remind themselves they've got nothing to worry about. And this is not the time to be afraid or worried, but it's the time to become aware. 4 emotions a lot of people get sucked into. And these are the trap emotions. These are the emotions which will keep you in a prison. The first emotion, we're talking about fear. There's a lot of fear right now on the planet. You want to make sure every single day you move out of that fear frequency. You move out of that fear frequency. To do this, don't listen to the news for 1 week. And you'll find that, oh my gosh, I'm not afraid anymore. Right? Second emotion is grief. There's a lot of bad news sometimes just living in this world.
Credits received.
And grief is a natural process. But what the inorganic ones have done is to manufacture grief. They need you to be in a state of grief. And that means casualties, more dead bodies, more people dying, just death, death, death. So as people are in this state of grief, they lower the frequency. And this is why I told you. Why do you think Ralph Smart is raising the frequency? Because I'm not mourning here. Dandelion, you are appreciated. Make sure everyone, you smash that like button. Let's get this in the algorithm. Smash that like button. I am Katie Walden, living in Melbourne, Australia. I'll take all the love and healing you can hand out. And, let's send some good arse energy to Australia, because a lot of people there are really going through it. And the greatest weapon we have right now is to unite, is to remind ourselves we're on the same team, and to also remind yourself you're not alone in this. I told you, everything is inverted in the matrix. Everything is in reverse. When they tell you the majority are going along with this, that really means the minority. The truth is, the majority are not going along with this. This is why they are putting the foot on the gas, more booster shots. And I told you, the scientist who created the AstraZeneca shot, Oxford, said the next pandemic is going to be even worse. Like I told you,
Credits received.
that's fear,
Monetary support.
right? And like I said in today's video, it's over. Do you ever see your elected officials meditating? Jux 10, you are appreciated. Give thanks. I just want to thank you. I appreciate you deeply. You are appreciated. You are appreciated. Do you ever see your elected officials giving thanks? Do you ever see them meditating, learning about the chakras, giving you advice about how to love yourself, how to accept yourself? They're not doing that. All they have for you is bad news. So you got to remind yourself that after a while, people get conditioned to bad news. I'm a psychologist. And there's something called learned helplessness. And this is where a lot of humanity are. It's been so hard for the last 2 years. A lot of people have given up hope. They've moved into a state of learned helplessness. And learned helplessness is when you have received information from the past that there's no solution. Even if there is a solution right now, you still don't see it because you're still in a state of despair. And you have to become aware of the psychological tricks the inorganic ones play. One is gaslighting. One is making you feel guilty for choosing how you want to feel. And I want to remind you, you must never do anything against your will. Listen to yourself. Listen to your intuition. You always know the right answer for yourself. You always know the right answer for yourself. So when we remind ourselves, these four emotions, I started with fear. Second one, I told you about grief. The third one is apathy. And apathy is huge. Apathy is when you have no concern for your neighbor. What's happening on the planet is people are becoming disconnected, desensitized due to the isolation many people have faced all around the world because of this global pandemic. Apathy is when you have no compassion for your neighbor. You have no empathy. The inorganic ones have no empathy. They don't care how you feel. They don't care if it's terrible for you, because your joy is their pain. Your pain is their joy. Everything is inverted. When human beings are happy, it generates energy all around the planet. And it generates a love frequency which they cannot survive in. It's kryptonite. Love is their kryptonite. And this is why you want to vibrate on that love frequency. When you are in the love frequency, you got a whole protection bubble around you. I told you the universe is my bodyguard, deep divers. Right? So that's your greatest weapon right now. Love. Connect with people who remind you who you are. Connect with people who don't judge you for being yourself. Connect with people who don't call you crazy because you've got a mind of your own. And another emotion, which is the fourth emotion they trap you in, is guilt. You see, a lot of people during this experiment, they feel guilty if they're not doing what everyone else is doing. Sometimes you walk into a shop, you're like, oh, let me put on my face mask. It's a natural thing for human beings to do what other human beings do. It's called mirror neurons. When someone smiles at you, you smile back. So if you have a world full of people who are afraid, even if you're not afraid, you still want to take into consideration how other people feel. Maybe you're like, hey, I might as well just do this because I don't want to upset anybody. And this is how they control you. Fear, grief, apathy, and guilt. They make you feel guilty. They might even call you selfish. And you just have to be aware of the tricks that the inorganic ones play. And right now, I just want to tell you, deep divers, it's a wonderful time to be alive. This is, in my mind, the greatest time to be alive. We got Serene Grace in the house. We got Serene Grace in the house. You are appreciated, Serene Grace. Once again, deep divers, make sure you smash that like button. Smash that like button and give thanks. So, Serene Grace, you are appreciated. sharing some good arse energy. Wait a minute. Woo! Breathing in that good arse energy. That's for you, Serene Grace. Sharing some good arse energy worldwide. Thank you, Master Ralphie. And may you always bask in the love and share. Bask in the love you share. So grateful. Wonderful. Wonderful. And I want to remind you that right now, we got to start placing ourselves on the throne. Power is never given, is taken. Freedom is never given, is taken. If you want your freedom back, you've got to take it. Now it's time to see the writing on the wall that the inorganic ones are not going to stop. It's not in their nature to stop. It's only in their nature to deceive, control, and manipulate. That's what they were sent here to do. I told you there are two forces on this planet, just like there are two emotions on the planet, love or fear. This is the choice you have to choose between love or fear. And a lot of people right now, the great news is that people are choosing love. They're starting to say, I'm not afraid anymore. And every time you say you're not afraid, they got to scare you even more. Right? If you remember, same time last year, I was doing a live stream. And at this same period, globally, they wanted to do another lockdown around Christmas time. I told you, when you remind yourself,
Credits received.
you would
Thank
think,
you for
gosh,
your
why would they want to
support.
lock down on Christmas time, around Christmas time? Because I told you, the people who are controlling the matrix, their time is up. And that means even Christmas is cancelled. You know it's serious if they're canceling Christmas. That means it's business as usual. And the business is all about completing an objective. Us being in the age of Aquarius means people are now stepping into a state of knowing. The water bearer. Information is readily available. This is the reason why there's censorship. This is the reason why Google take things out of the search engine, because they know this is the time people are curious. Young people are waking up faster than ever. And because of all of this, they know if human beings have enough time in peace, they'll figure it out. All you need is just a few moments and you're going to figure it out. So what they have to do is make sure you don't even have a few moments to yourself. So every single day, more bad news. Other distractions on TikTok, people doing the dances. That's fantastic. Keep dancing. But that's part of the distraction. Sports and entertainment, part of the distraction. Everything to take you away from who you really are. This is the reason why they don't tell you, hey, you know what? It's a stressful time right now on the planet. I think you should meditate. They will never tell you to meditate because they know how dangerous meditation is to helping people wake up. Can you imagine if every elected official said, hey, meditate for 1 hour? If they'd said that, they'll have no one to rule over because people will go within, and that's what it's all about. I want to remind you, every single day, that right now you have to be wise enough to see what's happening. So I talked about the Matrix in today's video. I'm excited about the new Matrix film. I already saw it. And it went like this. The robots want to control the human beings. You see, the real Matrix film is happening right now. This is the one you got to watch and pay attention to. They are creating robots that can reproduce, but you don't hear me though. They are creating robots that can reproduce already. And that's what this is all about. You see, many people right now on the planet have noticed people aren't the same as they used to be. The human being is changing. We're connecting more with technology. Eventually, people are going to become the technology because the inorganic ones, their realm is the AI world, the metaverse. That's where they live.
Thank you for your monetary support.
And human beings have always lived in nature. But over the last few thousand years, things have changed. We've built cities. We're now in a concrete jungle. A lot of people don't know nature. They don't know nature or the cat down the road. They are in a virtual reality already. And this is the reason why a lot of people are fast asleep. At the same time, many people now are starting to unplug. They're starting to realize it's all a trap.
Thank you for your monetary support.
The word got out, not by me, but by the energy of the planet, that this is a time to know who you truly are. The Great Conjunction it signified that moment. And this is the reason why, even when the Great Conjunction happened, on that same day, they were talking about lockdown. They couldn't even let you just enjoy one day of happiness. And that's the reason why Orwell told you in 1984, if you want a vision of the future, imagine a boot stamping on your face forever. But it doesn't have to be this way. This is the turning point. When you remind yourself, it's easy to turn this thing around.
Another Earth cycle observed. Party time
All you have to do
Celebration maneuver alpha initiated.
is disconnect from what they tell you. All you have to do is make sure you vibrate higher than what's around you. All you have to do is stop tap dancing. I told you, a lot of people are tap dancing to the tune of the Pied Piper. Tap dancing, distracted. And the same people who have given you a lot of these apps like TikTok, they didn't give it to you for your entertainment. They gave it to you to trap you in that world so you won't focus on what's really happening. Remind yourself. The people who create a lot of these apps don't even use it. They don't even give their children these apps. Right? Ex-president of Facebook came out saying that his own children don't even use Facebook. They don't even use, even Steve Jobs didn't even let his children have an iPhone because they're aware of this technology. They're aware of what it can do. They're aware of why it was designed. It wasn't designed for you to keep in contact. It was designed so we can keep a track of where you are. We can monitor your every move. The AI is listening in. That's what it's designed for. So when you use your phone, the phone is actually listening to everything that you're talking about, even when you're not making a phone call. The phone camera can actually be turned on remotely. And when you remind yourself, once upon a time, you might meet someone in one day. You may not see them for another 2 weeks. That's what made life exciting. Because it was a true mystery. It was a lot more fun. Sometimes you see someone and it's always a big surprise. But now, because of the technology, you know where everyone is. And this takes away the mystery of everything. We got to remind ourselves right now is a great opportunity for us all to put our money where our mouth is. Let me give a shout out to Art of Jamelia. You are appreciated. Make sure you smash that like button, deep divers. Art of Jamelia, you are appreciated. Thank you, Ralph. In this great time of awakening, we have the opportunity to awaken our souls to their fullest potential. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm with you right there. I'm with you right there. Jay Millie, you are appreciated. Shout out to you. Ralph, gratitude. We're driving back from Vegas where I had an interview for a casino job. I turned it down right away when they said I had to have the shots to work. Let's go 80s. Hey, this is for you, Jay Millie. This is for you, Jay Millie.
You've been granted another complimentary celebration credit. Please, no live animals or real fire this time. Thank you.
I'm so happy. The whole world is just beginning. We already won. It's about us all. So many beautiful deep divers here. One love to all of you deep divers. Feels so good to be alive, baby. Yeah, I'm so happy. It's a choice. Smash that like button, deep divers. Yeah, I'm so happy to manifest whatever you want, to be whatever you want. It's a choice. Freedom is a must. We have to become the school.
Credits received. Thank you for your monetary support.
Oh yes, we had to go 80s. That was for you, Jay Millie. You are appreciated. So let's remind ourselves, deep divers, this is all an opportunity. Awake Carolina, you are appreciated. Shout out to you. Thank you. 5D was really nice to discover. It was real, and I was skeptical, and I let go of fear of family judging my ascension process. And as soon as I put ascension before my girl and mom, who I saved, became archons, it was a test of faith. Shout out to you.
Thank you for your monetary support.
Right now, Fred, absolutefreedomclothing.com. Get some premium gear. Shout out to you. You are appreciated. I spoke about the fifth dimension and the third dimension. And there are levels, just like there are dimensions to everything. Everything that we have in this world is based on the universe. University. We're talking about a universe. We're talking that planet Earth is a school in itself. We are here to learn and also to ascend to the next level. We're here to graduate. But you see, when you graduate, you move to a different level, a different frequency, a different vibration. You're not the same. You start to do a little samba, baby. Now, it's time for people to go to the next level. But there is a force that does not want you to go to the next level. Because if you go to the next level, you now become like Neo in the Matrix.
Credits received.
You now become so powerful. You now start creating your own unique reality. Sylvie, you are appreciated. You are most appreciated. I appreciate everyone who's here. Everyone who's diving deep. Make sure you smash that like button, deep divers. Let's get this in the algorithm. And that's wonderful. And that's what I was saying. As soon as you let go of fear, as soon as I let go of fear and put ascension and put my ascension process first, they joined and our quantic hijacking went away. I saw a gray I never believed in, and 5D was achieved after 3 days of loss and pain. No fear. It's no fear here. It's no fear here, deep divers. And this is the whole thing. Certain animals, they can sense your fear and they attack you. See, that's the problem when you're afraid. When you're afraid, you become food. You become prey. When you're in the love frequency, you repel forces that are not meant for you. And it's your ultimate protection. People have Stockholm syndrome right now on the planet. And this is what happens after years of psychological abuse. You now start to befriend people who have kept you in bondage. Because in your mind, that's the way to escape.
Thank you for your monetary support.
Simon says, do this, and then you do it. But what Simon never told you is that Simon is a liar. Simon is playing you for a fool. And one day you're going to have to stand up to Simon to say, wait a minute, I don't care what Simon says. This is what I say. And now you find your power again. You see, what makes human beings great also contains their flaw, their greatest flaw. And that is not wanting to be different. The fear for a lot of people is not to be alone. The inorganic ones know this. You know, in some cultures, they say that isolation is worse than anything else. Because as human beings, we're social beings. And what the inorganic ones have done is they've made it seem like you are isolated.
Credits received.
When
Thank you for your monetary support.
that couldn't have been further from the truth. The truth is, there are so many people just like you. And if you knew how many people were truly awake, if they show that on the mainstream media, it's over. Because once again, perception creates reality. And a lot of you are already seeing people worldwide standing up for their freedoms. You know you're not alone and you feel empowered. But you see a lot of people, Joe Blogs on the street, they don't know that. They think that there's nobody that thinks like they do, because they are being shown a narrative that they are the odd one out. And this is why I do what I do, to remind people, actually, we're the majority. And it's going mainstream. It's already mainstream. If they truly allowed a level playing field, because once again, truth be told, I'm just a guest on their platforms.
Credits received.
So are you.
Thank you for your monetary support.
Because our world is not digital. Our world is spiritual. It's the inner world. Their world is artificial. Once upon a time, human beings could connect through telekinesis. They could do all kinds of things. But they lost the connection with who they were. Eventually, they had to go outside of themselves. Worlds were created by archons, inorganic entities, which were artificial worlds. Many human beings got so used to living in artificial worlds, they forgot about the real one. But you will never feel powerful in their artificial world. That's their world. You'll always feel more powerful in your own world. They can't come into your world. They can't come into the true world. They can only live in the artificial creations. This is why they can manipulate the numbers. They can create Mandela effects because they control the artificial world. What they don't control is the inner world. This is why they cannot do anything to you without your permission. I said in today's new video, the inorganic ones created these illusions, but they needed your help to perpetuate them. They couldn't do it alone. They needed these so-called celebrities, and we are the real stars, to push the illusions, to make people believe in the dreams. And that's why you can't just blame the inorganic ones, because It's people's ignorance that's led to this situation of the world today. Let me repeat that. It's people's ignorance that's led to the situation of the world today. Many people don't want to do the inner work. They want to eat popcorn and watch the films. They want to dance on TikTok. That's fantastic. But you got to remind yourself, the ones who gave you the apps don't use the apps. They just gave it to you to distract you while they do other stuff. And this is why you have to remind yourself, you don't want to be stuck in someone else's video game. You want to become player one of your own. You want to become the architect of the matrix. You want to create worlds. You don't want to be stuck in someone else's simulation. Mecca Ann, you are appreciated. Always learning more in this school of life. So much love to you, Ralph, and all my fellow deep divers. Gratitude. You are appreciated. Make sure you smash that like button, deep divers. Let's get this in the algorithm. Supernatural Kelly, you are appreciated. Gratitude. Gratitude. Gratitude always. Beyond Cycle, you are appreciated. Thanks so much, Ralph. After quitting my job at the gym because of the jab, I'm now an independent fitness instructor. Online, you're my inspiration. Hey, that's what's up. That's what's up. We got to remind ourselves, deep divers, and this is what we have to remind ourselves of. We don't want to take anything as a conclusion to how things have to be. We aren't victims in this. And we don't want to go out feeling sorry for ourselves. We can, just like Beyond Cycle, we can turn it around and still pursue our dream. So that's what's needed all the time. Don't just think, hey, because my job said this, I'm stuck. Create your own job. Create your own business. Because this is a sign that you have to. A lot of people weren't prepared. You were still stuck because you thought you were going to be taken care of. The system doesn't love anybody because the system can only survive with your ignorance. And a part of people's ignorance was to not plan ahead.
Credits
Back in the day,
Thank you for your monetary support.
I remember being in Venice Beach talking to a good friend, and we were talking about how the world is changing. And they were talking about how they wanted to start their own business and this and that. And I'm like, we got to do that. We got to start getting out of the system because the system is going to collapse. And if you're still stuck in it, you're going to go down with it. DVD, you are appreciated. We are all in this together. Love you all. Major gratitude to you, Ralph. You are appreciated. You are appreciated. You are all appreciated. And we are all in this together. We got to remind ourselves of this all the time. You know, I tell you all the time that I am another you in a different time and space. And we are all we have. The inorganic ones have to follow the rules of the universe. You know, just like in the Squid Games, they still had to follow the rules. It's exactly like how it is in the Matrix. There's rules to the game. One of the rules is you have to hide things in plain sight. You have to tell people about what you want to do. So they use Hollywood for that. Hollywood is always full of subliminal information, subliminal messages. They got to put it in plain sight. That's one rule. The second rule is that they have to agree. They have to agree. And this is why a lot of people are awake, but what they haven't learned is to work together. You're still arguing against whose God is better, which political system is better, which nationality is better. The inorganic ones, they don't have these arguments because they know it's all an illusion. They only got one objective, and this is why the inorganic ones work with each other. And what people have to learn is that we are all in this together. You have to work with each other, because if you don't, it's over. We're now reaching the point on the planet where many people are now starting to remind themselves history has a strange way of repeating itself. Second World War, Nazi Germany, Anne Frank's diary. Have a read of it. But take a look at the world right now. The same thing is happening. People are being discriminated against based on their medical status. If you are silent right now, you are also guilty. If you are silent right now, you are also complicit. And this is the reason why you have to, every single day, make sure you aren't silent. Make sure you are speaking your truth. Because a closed mouth 7-day vegan challenge does not get any grapes. If you are silent, I'm scared, it's going to be very bad for you. A bully and a victim. How it always works is that when a victim begs the bully to stop bullying him, it's only worse for the victim. Have you noticed that? Like, go back to your school days when someone was getting bullied and they were afraid it would get worse. But the moment they said no and they weren't afraid, the bullying stopped. The bully got scared. The bully was not able to bully the victim anymore because the victim was not a victim. The victim was now empowered. The victim now found their power and said no. So don't think that by you being afraid, it's going to save your ass. Fear will get you killed. Fear will get you killed. Being afraid is a total disaster waiting to happen. Smash love. Smash the love button. Vibrate on that frequency. Make sure you smash the like button, deep divers. We are here diving deep. Shout out to everyone who's here. Let me shout out to everyone who's choosing freedom over fear. I'm so glad to see. I'm so happy to see that. Once again, I spoke about the levels. And there are so many levels to this. Many people are zombies, automatons. We all were once upon a time because we were all born into the great deception. But when you get tired of being a machine, a robot, you now want to level up. And many people have come back for this main event. And this is the reason why a lot of young people are very awake and aware of what's happening. They're not drinking the Kool-Aid because they are advanced souls coming back to help you wake up. Many so-called old people in the Matrix, they're still young, still in kindergarten, still zombified, giving you the fluoride stares because they're still plugged in. It's not a personal thing. It's that their soul has been hijacked. Their soul has become possessed by other forces. And after a long time, it's very hard to reach these people, you know, friends and family members. They're in a deep spell, a deep sleep, a deep dream. And that's okay, because maybe not this lifetime, the next one, they'll start to wake up. They'll start to ask questions. But right now, it's not about saving people. It's about reminding yourself you don't have to save anybody. Because people are going to learn the lessons the hard way. And if you are someone who is awake and aware, you'll be protected. But a lot of people, they still have lessons to learn. And what greater lesson than the time we're living in? Because the time we're living in is exposing our greatest fears, our deepest joys. That's all it's doing. Everything that's happening right now is happening for a reason, to show you who you're living with. You're now starting to see that most people, they hit the snooze button. A lot of people went to sleep. But now you're also starting to see it doesn't take much to wake them up. Human beings, the billions of people, can wake up within 24 seconds. But now, the inorganic ones are doing their best to stop the information getting out. But the good news is that the information always gets out. Just like the truth always gets out. A lie can only last for so long before the truth comes along and puts it in its place. So this is why you should not worry. Because in the end, the truth always has the last word. Love is rising. And that means the truth is rising. And there's nothing anybody can do about it. There's nothing anybody can do to stop the Great Awakening.
Live animals or real fire this time. Thank you.
That's the good news. At the same time, don't be fooled that everything is kumbaya. I told you. You can be the strongest man alive, the strongest woman alive, but it's not about how strong you are. It's about how wise you are. Because you can be beaten by someone half your size who has a better technique than you. If you don't know how to use your strength, you're just big for nothing. And this is the reason why the inorganic ones can control billions of people. It's a lesson that should inspire you. You don't need a lot of people to control billions of people. All you need is people with the same intention, who are sticking to the same script. So, like I told you, surround yourself with people who have the same intention as you. Hold a global meditation every week. Matter of fact, make it every single day. Bring your friends around your house. Hold an intention for the vision you want for planet Earth. And before you know it, you will start to shift the entire planet. Make sure you smash the like button, deep divers. Smash the like button and give thanks. So, it's over. A lot of people are now reaching this mindset that it's over. And it comes about when you say, enough is enough. I'm divorcing myself from the matrix. I'm divorcing myself from the illusions. If you haven't had your divorce, you better. Because a lot of people are still in abusive relationships, domestic violence with the system, codependency. It's time to wake up. You need a divorce. And this is when the great change happens, when you say, actually, I divorced from the system that was not serving me. And I made space for a new world that was. And this is where the greatest transformation happens. I told you. Nothing is going to stop. In the matrix, it's only going to get worse. But it gets better when you detach, disconnect, don't comply. And now you are living in the new earth. You see, they've told you there's only one reality. The truth of the matter is there are as many realities as there are people on the planet. There are billions of realities. And there always have been. Many people are astral traveling. They're going to different dimensions. And it's totally different. Many people take ayahuasca. They have a whole new experience. Many people go hiking in the hills. They have a whole nother experience. So you have to take time to unplug from the mainstream and remind yourself human beings are not supposed to be all thinking the same way.
Credits received. Thank you for your monetary
You
support.
came here to be unique. Metaphysical Mike, you are appreciated. Well, I just found out that a core issue and blockage I've been dealing with since birth is finally coming to an end in my life. Thank you, universe. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. I want to tell you this. Important information is that a lot of people are now reminding themselves there are those who can speak about the new earth, but many people are not really there. Many people have been hiding behind the New Age movement, spirituality, and they are actually in bed with the agents of the Matrix. And this is why you have to use discernment. Ask yourself, this person I'm listening to, have they told me something that can really shake me? Are they really for my freedom? And this is what you have to ask yourself. A while back, someone said, Ralph, gosh, I've been watching your videos for so long. I love your videos. And I remember when you didn't talk about any of this stuff. You would only make videos on spirituality and that's it. And helping people become their greatest version. And I said, absolutely. I still do that. But at the same time, something else came up in the world which needed to be addressed.
Thank you for your
And
monetary support.
people have to start speaking up. You see, a lot of people want to keep you fast asleep, even people in the spiritual community. They want to sing you hymns of kumbaya and peace, love, and light. But once again, that's also a distraction because they're not showing you the truth. And I had to learn that to say, oh my gosh. Anytime you're around someone who just wants you to sing kumbaya, run. You better start talking some real shit or I'm out of here. Right? Because people have got to start talking the real stuff. I don't want to hear the fake stuff anymore. Awake, Carolina, you are appreciated. Book recommendations. Keys of Enoch. J.J. Hurtak. The Palestine Plot B. Jensen. 1940s. Albert Dürer artwork. A.K.A. Great Lion of Lyra. I Met. David Icke books. Psalm 91 Revelations. I bought Papyrus. Our first crystal in Venice in 2017. You are appreciated, Awake Carolina. Make sure you smash the like button, deep divers. Smash the like button and give thanks. One thing a lot of people forget is that a lot of children have not had a normal childhood, a decent childhood.
Party time drones activated.
Their mental health has been
Celebration
impacted.
maneuver Alpha initiated.
So what kind of children are being born in today's world? That's the question. And this is why it's up to parents to protect their children.
Credits
Now, there are a lot of
Thank you for your
people,
monetary support.
shout out to all the lionesses out there. The warrior men and women have to stand up. And that is you. And protect your babies. Because if you say, hey, it's got nothing to do with me, well, it's going to have something to do with your babies. Because they are going to be living in a world where they don't have any freedom. I remember playing in a treehouse. I had fun as a child. But a lot of children these days, they got a social distance. They don't even know what it's like to interact with each other because they're on their iPhones. Right? They don't even know what it means to play with other children. Because even their parents are scared of them being around other children. So people are losing social skills. People don't even know how to interact with other human beings. So this is the reason why you've got to do it for the babies and the children and protect the children. One thing I want to tell you is that you don't have to attack the system. You got to promote what you love. You got to be in that frequency of where you're supposed to be at. You see, everything is about balance. You need the inorganic ones. Pardon? You need the inorganic ones. Just like every film needs a villain. If there are no villains, then there's no plot, right? The whole film is based around the villain. So the villain is not necessarily a bad thing or being. You just need to become the hero. If there was no Agent Smith in the Matrix, there would be no need for a Neo. So all of this is part of a lesson in this simulation to teach you about the dual nature of reality. I told you, in martial arts, even in the Shaolin temples, they talk about there is no opponent. You are fighting yourself. The battle is inside of you. Many people are at war with themselves. And if you are at war with yourself, you will become at war with the whole world. That's what's happened on the planet. Many people haven't taken time to make peace with themselves. That's why they're making war with everything and everyone. So we don't have to change the world. All you have to do is work on yourself, because you are the world in itself. And this is the ultimate solution. You must see yourself as a representation of the whole planet. If there's no peace in you, how do you expect there to be peace outside of you? Take time. That's what I tell myself. Take time with yourself every single day, because the more time you have with yourself to work on yourself, balance your energies out, the more peace that emanates from you and is sent everywhere in the cosmos. And this is the reason why a lot of people who have done the inner work, you can feel their presence when they walk into a room. You can feel that power, and it's inspiring. But I want you to ask yourself this question. When you're around people like today, did their energy feel inspiring? That's the question. The average person you see on the street, does their energy appear inspiring? For a lot of people, it's no. Their energy is fearful. Bad body language. They don't want to talk. Disconnected. And that is the reason why the problem is not with the system. The problem is with human beings themselves. We've created this, and we're going to deal with it. And only us are going to get ourselves out of it, because we created this. I told you, there is no collective reality without the participation of everyone.
Credits received.
Just like in the Squid Games, it was a majority vote. This is happening based on the collective agreement for this to happen. You've agreed to this reality collectively. So you can't blame, because collectively we've chosen this reality. We've agreed upon it. And if you don't want to continue it, you have to disagree with it. So ultimately, the power has always been with the people. That's the good news. It's just that a lot of people are in amnesia. They're fast asleep with distractions. And they don't even realize when the inorganic ones tell you to look here, something else is going on over here. And this is why, if you are distracted, you'll never really see what's going on, until eventually, when you do see, it's too late. And this is where humanity finds itself. The clock is ticking. Time is running out. Not for me, not for the other deep divers who are awake and aware, but for the mainstream. Because everything can be erased. It's time for you to reclaim back your planet, your common sense, your freedom, and also your courage. Many people in the world have lost their voice. They've lost their backbone. Stuck and scared. And I told you, nothing kills you quicker than fear. The more fearful you are, the more you will be punished. The more fearful you are, the more you will suffer. When you're not afraid, you realize that actually I don't have to suffer. I don't have to go through this. This is where the ultimate liberation comes from. It's when you say it's over. I'm freeing myself from all fear. I'm not going to be afraid anymore. Now, someone can never control you anymore. So we got to remind ourselves how to get ourselves out of this. To lose the fear. Lose being a sheep that gets sent to the slaughterhouse. Lose becoming spineless. Have something that you can stand on. I want to keep my job, Ralph. A lot of people want to keep their job. So what? You've got another job to do. And that job is to get your freedom back. Because if you don't, you're not going to have any left. Many people would have never imagined the world would turn into what is turned into today. What is turned into today. But many people knew this was coming because many human beings, once again, they neglected themselves and they went outwards. Instead of going inwards, they went outwards. And we can see it all around us. Oh, what would you do for a Klondike bar? People clout chasing on social media. All of this is you going outwards. You want to be able to say, this is who I am that I am, and I'm manifesting being who I am. I don't have to play another character. I don't have to wear a mask. And this is where we can all get our freedom back. Stop pretending on social media. Stop pretending when you go to work with your work colleagues. Start showing them who you really are. It's going to scare them. Oh my gosh, I can't believe you're so deep. Oh yeah, you're very deep. If only people knew how deep you were. But a lot of the conversations are very shallow because that's what you've been programmed to do, just a small talk. But you got a lot more to say than that. Well, maybe it's time for you to start actually saying it. I want to remind you, things can change in 24 seconds. The whole paradigm can shift in 24 seconds. That's all it takes. And it only ever takes 1% of the population to change the entire collective. Just 1%. So let's just say 1% of 7 billion, we're talking about 70 million people. That's all it takes to shift billions of people. And we're already at that point. And this is the reason why you don't want to give up hope. Not when you're about to cross the finish line. Something great can come out of this. if you can learn from this massive lesson that you don't want to fall asleep again. Ignorance is not bliss. Ignorance is hell. All of these things which are happening because people have allowed them to happen by being good sheep. Now it's time to become good wolves. And it's time to choose love over everything. So I'm reminding you, deep divers, nothing is set in stone. If you want a new earth, you're going to have to create it. And only you. And the more people do this, the more the new earth will come into fruition. Stop waiting for someone else to create it. Stop waiting for someone else to make a YouTube channel. You start one. Stop waiting for someone else to have a website about awakening. Why don't you make a website and express how you feel? It could be a #1 website in the world, but it starts with you. So we got to stop waiting for other people to do what we want to do. And we have to be the ones that do it. Stop waiting for other people to protest. Maybe you should. Right? So we got to remind ourselves that we have to be the ones all the time that do it. We've got to stop waiting for other people to do everything. If you've noticed, there were a lot more people
Credits received. Thank you for your monetary
diving
support.
deep and assisting humanity.
Credits received. Thank you for your monetary support.
But we depended on these people too much. And we should never just depend on one person or two people or three people. You now have to step up your game and you do it. You start your own platform. You start your own website, because you are just as powerful as me, as the cat down the road, as any of us. Let me say a shout out to everyone who's here. You are appreciated. Honey 1111 Love, you are appreciated. Thank you. Mr. and Mrs. G had a bad day, so someone showed me your video as if I left a hint there, and there, my whole life as dots. You had the pen to connect them. Thank you. Oh, you are appreciated. Jamie, you are appreciated. Much love from Scotland. But man, it's crazy over here. Forced to get the jab and getting hate because you're not with the system. I thank you. Yeah, one thing I got to tell you, deep divers, is that this is a great challenge of you reminding yourself. If you look back at any grandmaster, they didn't have the whole crowd around them. They had to be alone to remind themselves we're never alone unless we abandon ourselves. And this is where you find your true power. This is where you become the one. Just like Neo in the Matrix, you say, I'm the one. But you can only find that when you're alone. And this is why in many cultures, people went hiking. They went into the wilderness. They came back a whole new being. They had to take time with themselves. And now people more than ever are being forced to do that. That's a gift. So you can always see this thing. It's all about how you're looking at it. You see, there's a whole thing, work from home, right? There's telling you that now you got to work from home. People who have had their own business, who have been working from home, that's no problem. We can work from home. We've been doing that. We were able to be happy in our own company. But some people who need to be around other people all the time, they're going to start to look a little bit shaky, baby, because they've never even spent 5 minutes with themselves. Spending time alone is a punishment for them. It's a blessing for me. Right? Because I've been doing this. I was making videos solo. I had to get used to my own energy. And this is where I found my empowerment. So I want to tell you in Scotland that don't see this as a punishment. See this as an opportunity that now I can become more empowered. I can create my own reality. I don't have to fit into this system. This is my opportunity to create my own. Make sure you smash the like button, deep divers. Smash the like button and share this video. I want to tell you this. Much love to everyone who is doing their part. Who are doing their part. And it only takes 24 seconds for this whole thing to change. But we got to stop looking for people to save us. Celebrities to talk up for us. They're not here to do that. These so-called mainstream celebrities are employed by the inorganic ones to dumb down the masses. So don't ask them to start speaking up. They can't do it because they signed the deal. And they're afraid to lose the deal. I'm not, because I didn't sign the deal in the first place. And that's why I can speak my truth. You see, a lot of people right now, with everything that's happening in the world, they want to speak up. Nurses, doctors. But you know what? If they speak up, they'll lose their job. If they start to speak up, they're going to be fired by tomorrow, because that's what happens when you sign a contract in the matrix and don't read the small print. And this is why you have to take this as an opportunity to say, wait a minute, who is controlling my voice? Who has my vision? Who has my freedom? And you want to take it back. You want to be able to speak your heart and mind, knowing you are protected, because the universe is your bodyguard. And like I told you, right now it's time to wake up, because the inorganic ones aren't going to stop. I told you about the Oxford scientist who said the next pandemic is going to be even worse. I told you. They can only give you bad news, because they can only give you fear. They can't give you love energy. They don't have it in them. So you have to remind yourself, learn about the two natures that exist. And the fearful nature is always lower than the love frequency. And the love frequency is always higher. So when you remind yourself every single day, fear can never guide you. Let love guide you, not fear. Divorce this system. Detach from the matrix, because it's only going to get worse in the matrix, and it's only going to get better when you are free, creating your own reality. I'm optimistic, and I see a lot of great things happening, because I see how the story goes in the next chapter. And how it goes is that more people are going to start to awaken. There's nothing anybody can do to stop it. All they can do is buy time, cancel Christmas, a lockdown in the new year. But the truth is still there. It's the elephant in the room. You can't get rid of it. So remind yourself, our destiny is to know the truth and to be in our truest, greatest freedom. That's our true destiny. And we've got to remind ourselves to move there every single day. At the same time, remind yourself you are in a matrix, a ridiculous cheap set B movie. Creator Joe, you are appreciated. Make sure you smash that like button, deep divers. Smash that like button. Let's get this video in the algorithm so the other people can see it who may still be distracted. The shift feels amazing, Ralph. Since December has started. I've been letting go of years of domestication I went through and being reborn as the phoenix. Rise from the ashes like the phoenix. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. And that's the great gift human beings can have when they remind themselves you can be reborn as the phoenix and rise from the ashes. It only takes 24 seconds. And this is the reason why I told you. It's obvious now that it's never been about bringing you peace of mind. Because in your peace of mind, you awaken to your true power. They have to keep you out of your peace of mind because that's how you lose the power. So if you want to get your power back, have your peace of mind back, spend time in nature, do some yoga, go to the gym. Whatever you do to get your peace of mind back, the more peace of mind you have,
Thank you for your monetary
the more you can shift your frequency and have a higher vibration. We got to remind ourselves right now, it's not even a secret. It's in your face. And the world is run by lunatics. You're in a lunatic asylum, and the ones running it are the lunatics themselves.
credits received. Thank you for your monetary.
And this is why you need to get out of the lunatic asylum. Because the people who are running the lunatic asylum are the people who need the most help. Right? And that's why you have the expression, life is a meme. Because this whole thing is a big joke. The whole thing is a big joke. And that's why to free yourself, you're not supposed to take it seriously. Because the whole world is a stage show. It's all a big joke. And this is why even the people who are making the rules, they don't even follow their own rules. They even break their own rules because that's the whole point. It's a big joke. Right? So remind yourself, you don't have to take everything so seriously. I'm always reminding myself, still have fun, live your best life, because once again, this is your experience. This is your movie. You want to make sure you're casting yourself in as the hero of it. So to everyone out there, my body, my truth, my freedom. Say it with me. My body, my truth, Divine, you are appreciated. Thank you for that gift. My body, my truth, my freedom, my freedom. It's always a red flag when someone tries to force you to do something against your will. That's always a red flag. So remind yourself, anytime someone is forcing you to do something, it means they're trying to manipulate you. You should never be forced to do anything against your will.
Credits received. Thank you for your monetary support.
Marshall, Phyllis Marshall, you are appreciated. Ralph, you are appreciated. You are appreciated. I'm on my way to a new beginning thanks to your guidance. That's what's up. That's what's up. Raising the frequency. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. And that's what it's about. It's about the new beginning. You know, we've got to take this as an opportunity to have a new beginning. And right now, more than ever, we've got to become the alchemists. This is the greatest exercise in alchemy. When the whole world seems so ugly, you got to be the rose that grew from the concrete. You got to become the diamond under all of that pressure. This is your chance to do that. So something magnificent can come out of this if you are practicing alchemy. You see, nothing is wasted in nature. Cow manure is fertilizer. All of the ugliness that they're throwing you is actually a gift. You can use it as fuel to boost you up, to take you to where you need to be. It's raw materials. So if you can transmute the fear, you can use it and turn it into something else. Love, for example, is just like when someone is shouting at you, you can use their energy and you can use it to work for yourself. So remind yourself, even negative energy can be used in a positive way. So remind yourself that this is the greatest test of alchemy, your biggest test, to say, let me learn everything I've been reading about.
Credits received.
Now it's time to put it in use. This is the practical. We've been doing the theory for years. Now this is the main event. Rebecca, you are appreciated. This is the main event. And now we got to show everything we've been learning, everything we've been reading about. Now we got to see if we are who we think we are. It's a great test. Everything is being peeled back. A lot of people, you thought they were awake and aware, but they're starting to do the backwards tiptoe. Wait a minute.
Credits received.
And some people, you're realizing how strong they are. You're seeing who people really are. This is what's happening. And we got to remind ourselves the house of cards is collapsing. And this is what happens. If you go back and you research, when every new age came on the planet, there was chaos, disorder, all kind of craziness happening, all kind of crazy things happening. This is the birthing process for a new age. It only happens at the end. The final end game, that's where the great war happens. And this is why things seem so cruel. Things seem so ugly because it's the final end game. In the end, you're going to see people for who they truly are. And the time is up for the inorganic ones. And this is why they have to buy time. They got to buy your time. They got to keep you locked away so they can buy time. But they already know how it goes. In the end, human beings wake up, reclaim the power, reclaim the freedom. That's how the story goes. But in the meantime, as we're living this story, human beings have to choose wisely. They have to remind themselves not just to be spectators, not just wait for someone else to do it. You have to do it because you are the world. I didn't wait for someone to make a YouTube channel. I said, you know what? I'm going to do it. And I made a difference, and I'm making a difference because I said, I can do it. And we got to remind ourselves of this. Aaron, you are appreciated. Make sure you smash that like button, deep divers. Smash that like button and give thanks. You are appreciated. Nothing is as it seems. This realm we're in, space, music, and yes, I said it, the Beatles, Pisces out. That's powerful right there. I told you. Nothing is what it seems. And it's always been this way.
Credits received.
Things ain't always what they seem. But the world is nothing like what it really is. What we think it is. We've just been sold a story. You see, the Hopi said, the one who tells the story controls the world, rules the world. You've been living in his story. I told you in today's video. They've told you a story about space. And NASA will tell you the Earth they show you has been photoshopped. That's not what Earth looks like. So even the whole history of space is part of the story. It's part of the illusion. You got to find out for yourself. We can talk about the music. You see, music is one of the greatest forces on the planet. It's the universal language. But music has been hijacked in the mainstream because music can wake up someone in 24 seconds. That's what I'm talking about. You got the right frequency, the right melody, people will start to wake up. Why don't you think they play classical music in the streets? Because that brings you peace of mind. They don't want that. But the elite, they listen to classical music because they need to sleep well at night. In the Second World War, Adolf Hitler changed the frequency from concert A432 hertz. He shifted it up. He shifted it up 8 hertz to 440 hertz. And the reason for that is because 440 hertz is not in tune with the human body. All of the music you have been listening to is 440 hertz. That's out of sync with your human makeup, your genetic code. And this is the reason why people are not really in tune. But if you shift the frequency, listen to music at 432 hertz. Go and listen to Infinite Waters, 432 hertz. Listen to 528 hertz. There are certain frequencies. 528 hertz is the love frequency. Certain frequencies, if you listen to that for an hour, you wake up like Superman, Superwoman. It's amazing what 60 minutes of listening to that kind of music can do. You literally become a living God. But they don't teach you about that. And this is the reason why that kind of music doesn't go on the Billboard charts. Because if everyone listened to that music, everyone's going to be empowered. So you got to remind yourself you can heal yourself with the right frequencies. The 432 hertz, the 528 hertz. Get into the frequencies. I'm listening to a lot of ambient music. I'm producing a lot of music. And I'm doing Tibetan sound baths. I did one on the beach one time. I was literally a whole new being. That was just like 10-minute Tibetan bowl session. And this is how you can shift your frequency high. You can raise your frequency higher. So remind yourself, there's music they give you, which is to dumb you down. And then there's real music that can really change your life in the best way ever. Music is one of the greatest forces to wake yourself up, to be at a great frequency, and also the right foods. 7-Day Vegan Challenge. Getting your foods that you need, your herbs that you need, is a great way to activate your superpowers. And a lot of people can see that right now. Sasha, Iman, you are appreciated. Shout out to you. I don't attend church, but I'm grateful for the spiritual teachers the universe sends to me. What? Slow motion this side. Thank you for so much. Thank you so much for everything you do. Now, let me tell you this, deep divers. I didn't say this in a video. Someone was sending me a message saying that, Ralph, someone was asking me for money to donate to an orphanage. And I said, that's just a troll. And it is, you know. People have been on YouTube, not just on my account, but people, they have fake accounts and they ask people for money. They say, sign up here. So do not get duped into that, please. That's not me asking you to donate to an orphanage somewhere in Kenya. That's not me. But I want to also tell you that you are the force. And this is the reason why a lot of people, they're moving away from man-made religions and all of these things, because they're starting to remind themselves that they are the force, they are the power, they are the stardust. We are all stardust. And the universe lives in us also. And that's why I'm just exactly the same as you. I'm exactly the same as you. I'm made from the same stuff as you. It's just that I woke up. That's all. And when you wake up, you become the one like Neo. I'm like Morpheus guiding you to wake up. I've been there. I was born in the church. I served in the church. And I started to say, wait a minute. I want to be free. I want to start moving away from man-made concepts. And then I started to remind myself, oh, the truth is within. And they even tell you in the Bible, you are gods, you are goddesses. It's all inside of you. Once again, in the Matrix, they control you, always have you looking outside of yourself. So we got to learn to look within. We got to remind ourselves, the same ones who gave you the books are the same ones who created your prison for you to read it in. Can I get a slow motion, deep divers? Can I get a slow motion? I said the same ones who gave you your books are the same ones who gave you, who created your prisons for you to read them in. So just remind yourself of that. You're living in big deception. You're dealing with big magicians. Forget about David Copperfield. The inorganic ones will show you something and you will swear it's real, but it's just an illusion. And this is the reason why you have to find truth inside of yourself. I'm not the all-knowing. I'm only giving you what's helped me along my journey. But you have to learn to trust yourself, trust your intuition. Right now on the planet, the great news is that people are starting to trust their intuition. And this is where the turning of the tide begins. Listen to yourself. You're not crazy. You're just waking up. Listen to yourself. You're not going mad. You are just finding out a greater truth. We're feeling good right now. I'm feeling good right now to see the whole stage show, just like Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz, going behind the curtain. Go and watch that film, The Wizard of Oz. That was telling you about the Matrix. In the end of the film, Dorothy found out the whole of Oz was controlled by an old, overweight guy behind a curtain who had no real power, and that the power was with her all along. That's what the whole film was about. And it's the same thing happening right now. You're going to find that out. The power has been with you all along. Step into it every single day. And remind yourself, fear kills you. Love sets you free. Remind yourself, if you focus on the bad news, go and watch my video on how to remove negative thoughts. Negative thoughts are the domino effect. One negative thought leads to another one. And they have to pump you with negative things every single day so you can create other negative things. And this is why, for every piece of bad news, go and find a piece of good news. This is how you balance it out. For every piece of bad news, find a piece of good news. Find something great that happened today, because great things are happening. It's just that you don't see them in the mainstream. Don't forget about her red shoes. Don't forget the red shoes for Dorothy. But also in the Matrix, the white rabbit. Follow the white rabbit. There are clues along this video game to help wake you up. There are glitches in the Matrix. Things that don't seem right. Even Inside Job, the Netflix series, they were telling you, you don't even know if these presidents are robots or what. Right? Some of them, when you hear them talk, you don't even know if that's a human being. But deep divers, I want to tell you all, you are loved, you are appreciated. Keep your frequency high. We've got this. And go and check out that new video. It's over. To everyone who joined this magnificent show, choose love over fear, because that wins every time. And let's stick together, because in the end, if you come together like Voltron, you become the greatest force on the planet. Deep divers, I love all of you. Check out the book Feel Alive by Ralph Smart on Amazon, ralphsmart.com/the-book. Check out the clothes, ralphsmart.com/clothes. And also add me on Instagram at Ralph Smart as a backup, at Ralph Smart. Smash the like button, deep divers. Smash the like button. And to everybody on this live, you are truly appreciated. I read every comment and I comment back. Right now, deep divers, it's only time to go 80s. Can we go 80s? Can we go 80s? Let's go 80s. Let's loosen up, deep divers. Let's go 80s, deep divers. I'm so happy. The whole world is just beginning. We already won. It's about us all. So many beautiful deep divers here. So happy. It's a choice. So happy to manifest whatever you want, to be whatever you want to be. It's a choice. Freedom is a must. We have to become the spoon. Oh yes, deep divers, we have to become the spoon. Shout out to everyone who's here. You are appreciated. Such a phenomenal show. Powerful, powerful. If you just joined, go and listen to all of it again. Because we talked about a whole lot. Deep divers, I love all of you. You are appreciated. Remind yourself, reality is what you focus on consistently. The whole world changes in 24 seconds when you focus consistently on the world you want to live in and also help create it with radical action. It's all a choice. Only two emotions, love or fear. I'm choosing love over everything. Deep divers, I love all of you. And you got a question, add me on Instagram at Ralph Smart. We can keep doing these lives. It's never a hassle for me to go live and speak with you wonderful deep divers. So if you enjoy the live, say, Ralph, I want you to go live every day. We can do that. But much love to all of you deep divers. So let's rock out. And let me give you some high frequency music as well. What do we got? What do we got here? Love conquers all. Love always conquers all. Oh yes, deep divers, that was just a little gift for you. Once again, you are all appreciated. Let's raise the frequency and reminding you, you are the hero.
Credits received. Thank you for your monetary support.
Jay Millie, we're still listening. Take us to church. You want to go to church? Let me take you. Wait a second. Alicia, you are appreciated. Thank you for that.
Credits received. Thank you for your monetary support.
We can go on deep divers, you know. Like I say, I'm not religious, I'm spiritual. But he wanted me to take it to church. We had to play like a Kanye West type beat there, deep divers. You know, like I always say, any music which is with an intention to uplift, it's always going to be
Another year of support. You've been granted another complimentary celebration credit. Please, no live animals or real fire this time. Thank
it's
you.
always going to be high vibrational. Deep divers, you are appreciated. Much love to all of you. Like I always say, we can keep doing this. I can keep doing the live shows. So you let me know if you want the live streams to continue. But I always love to talk to you in real time and see what's up. But wonderful deep divers, keep choosing love over everything. I got a shout out to Rose.
Credits received. Thank you for your monetary
The wonderful
support.
Rose, thank you. You are appreciated. And, you know, this is not the time to be afraid. This is the time to remind ourselves there's nothing to be afraid of but fear itself. Love over everything. Love always wins. All day, every day. When I was doing a live stream, a woman wrote in the comment section,
Credits
they are
received.
afraid of love
Thank you
because
for your
love
monetary
creates a
support.
world they cannot control. She wrote, they are afraid of love because love creates a world they cannot control. So I always say that. Choose love and you will create a world the inorganic ones cannot control. That's the solution to everything. Vibrate higher than what's around you. A big thank you to Patty Thank you. Love wins. It always wins. It always wins. It always wins. Every single time. It not only wins, it heals. And we've got to remind ourselves of this. Love not only wins, it heals. It protects you. Fear makes you prey. It makes you food. It makes you feel like a victim. Love empowers you. It sets you free. It makes you realize there's nothing to be afraid of. That's the difference. Deep divers, I love all of you.
Credits received. Thank you for your monetary support.
What was the last song I played? Cosmic Bonzo. Email me, I'm going to send you the song. That's how much love I got for you. Email me, I'm going to send you the song. DM me on Instagram, I'll send you the song. Add me on Instagram, Ralph Smart. I'm going to send you it. Deep divers, I love all of you. Love wins. And let's just raise the frequency. I told you about the classical music. How did that make you feel, deep divers? That's like a sound bath right there. That's like a sound bath right there. Deep divers, I love all of you. And check out that new video. It's over. You are amazing. So, one love to all of you. We got this. I'm still here, deep divers. This is the exit music. New beginnings. Let's go. So glad you enjoyed this show, deep divers. You know, I love live streaming. I got to do it more often. One love.